Hi, welcome back to the 30-day gratitude system. How are you doing? Today is day 20. What is your life purpose? You know what? I used to get very irritated with this question before. And even now, sometimes I get confused. But I know some of my purposes. So today I would like to talk about purposes or life purpose as we usually hear it. I have used this word a couple of times in the gratitude system videos before, and I got some questions also. People asking me, how would I find my life purpose? So today's gratitude theme is life purpose, and I would actually like to call it life purposes. As I have mentioned many times before, I was doing consulting. I was going around the world helping multinational companies solving their pressing business problems. But I moved into a field which is different. Initially, which was different. Currently, it has all merged together again. So when I moved into the education field, I didn't move to it because I felt that was my life purpose. I did that because education was pulling me constantly. And how did I get to know about it? Initially, I didn't even know that I was interested in the education industry because that's something that I had never thought of when I was young. So what happened was at some point I started thinking that, oh, if I look at some of my interests, these interests are on developing people. And if I look more into it, I can find that I could find that interest, my interest was more into the education field because that is a platform that I can use to carve tomorrow's generation for the future. And so when I delve more and more into what I read about, what I get, what I jump about, right? What I get agitated about, what I get excited about, what I read about, if I go into the social media, what are some of those posts and articles that I read often, which are some of those websites where I constantly go to grab information, and which are those topics that I'm interested in. And at some point, I felt that some of these topics were vastly different from what I had been doing professionally in the consulting space. So, and so the pull was so strong that one day I decided that I can't wait for someone else to solve the problems that I see in the society, and I should be the one. So, for the questions regarding the purpose, if you would like to find your purpose, please don't look for it. What I would suggest is the one and the most important thing is, what are the topics that you are interested in? What are the topics that you read more about? What are those podcasts? What are those opinions that you listen to and you have? So these are the interests. So find your interest. Your interest could be different from your hobbies. You know that, right? So in order to find your purpose, you need to find your interest. What are you really curious about? What do you really wonder about? And one by one, your interests will reveal to you. And after that, once you find a few of your interests, you will realize that, oh, maybe this is my purpose. Maybe this is the cause that motivates me to work, that motivates me to serve, and that motivates me to do everything in my capacity to make a difference. Okay, so that is about the purpose and life purpose. So my message to you is, if anyone asks you that question, what is your life purpose? Please don't sit down there and think that, oh, I don't have a purpose, my life is gone. No, we are all going through these phases of finding ourselves, finding our interest, and then ultimately later we find ourselves. So we have to connect those dots at some point in time. And as we grow older with our interests and our purposes, the individual purposes, later at some point in time, we will probably find what is the big purpose that we are interested in. Even if we don't find it, it's okay. We should, because we will be happy with those small purpose blocks that we will find. Okay, so we go to so that is the central gratitude theme for today. That is the life purposes. Now, moving on to the next segment, that is the gratitude component, for which I would like you to find some of those interests that you picked up recently. Was it because of the COVID-19 lockdown? Or maybe before that, right? So find out some interest that you picked up. It could be related to your profession, or it may not be related to your profession. So please find that, and if you are not an expert in that topic, please don't worry, because that is what we are doing. We are all finding things, finding interest, learn it more, find opportunity to learn, find opportunity to do something on that topic, and ultimately we learn and we progress with that learning journey. Okay, so find those interests that you recently found and be grateful for those interests. Write it down on your gratitude journal, as well as if there was another person who was responsible for introducing you to it, or in any capacity, there was another person who was involved in making this interest known to you. Please be grateful for that person, and if you can, as I always say, inform that person how grateful you are. When you express your gratitude to other people, you will improve your initiative, you will improve your self-confidence, you will improve your ability to learn more from more people, and you're also making a difference in the other person's life also, because anybody would love to know that they have made a difference in someone else's life, right? So please inform that person, please write it in your gratitude journal. Now we are moving on to the third segment, which is the action segment. And for the action segment, this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to take a pen and a paper or a book and write down your interests. And when you think about your interests, and it might take a couple of days because you need to observe yourself. Find some of those topics that you are interested in, some of those topics that you share, you express your views online or offline. Some of the things that you are constantly curious about, you wonder about. Write all that down, and then find those pieces of interest, because the first thing in finding your purposes is to find those interests, find areas you are curious about, and ultimately you'll be able to find the commonality between some of those topics that you are interested in. That will be the path to find the purposes. All right. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow with another gratitude task. Till then, be happy, be safe, and please leave some comments here about your experience with the gratitude system. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.